365 Days with Calvin for January 28. Righteous before God. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Psalm 4:1. Suggested further reading, Matthew 1:18 through 25. David was in the uttermost distress and indeed was almost consumed by a long series of calamities. But he did not sink under his sorrow, nor was he so broken in heart that he could not approach God as his deliverer. In his prayer, David testifies that even when he is utterly deprived of all earthly succor, he can still hope in God. Moreover, he addresses his Maker as the God of his righteousness, which is like calling him the vindicator of his right. David appeals to God this way because people everywhere are condemning him. His innocence is besmirched by the slanderous reports of his enemies and the perverse judgments of the common people. We should carefully note David's reaction to this cruel and unjust treatment. For while nothing is more painful to us than to be falsely condemned and to endure wrongful violence and slander for doing well, such affliction often daily befalls the saints. It becomes us to learn under such hardship to turn away from the enticements of the world and to depend wholly upon God. Righteousness is to be understood here as a good cause. David makes God the witness of his own righteousness as he complains of the malicious and wrongful conduct of men toward him. By his example, he teaches us that if our uprightness is not acknowledged by the world, we should not despair, because God in heaven will vindicate our cause. Even the heathen know there is no better stage for virtue than a man's own conscience. But our greatest consolation is to know that when men vaunt themselves over us wrongfully, we may stand righteous in the view of God and of the angels. For meditation, what comfort it is to know that we are vindicated in the eyes of God. This knowledge eases the intensity of the pain resulting from false accusations and a tarnished reputation. Remember and emulate David's reaction the next time that you suffer for the right. The reading for January 28.